I think it's really important what you're doing at WILD, because it's enabling women to maximise their potential that much more. It's looking at all of the different avenues to support females to understand more about the female body, about the female psyche, about the female mind, and to harness all of that to give a better overall performance in all areas of life. So yes, in sport, but also in business, in just general happiness, mental well-being, and in terms of giving back. So all of those things I think are really, really important, and all areas need to be looked at together to get the best out of every woman. I think I recognise, and I wanted to be involved with WILD because I recognise that it's a very important body that is not trying to gain advantages for women above men. It's only trying to maximise the potential of women, to enable them to achieve what they've always been capable of doing, but to work together with society and with men to achieve much better together. So it's not trying to one up or to get a step ahead of anybody. It's just trying to bring everybody together. And I think that's what I really like and recognise and resonate with. My biggest message would be there are already a lot of men working within WILD and supporting the humans race, I guess, move forward a little bit more. So it's not one against the other. It's not a competition here. It's working together, and I think that women can always help understand men and the male body better, and the same can work in reverse. So yeah, as I said before, I think it's just society working together and human beings learning to support each other better, so that our children have a better future and a better understanding to be able to move forward and to succeed more and to look after our planet more as well.
That's a very important point.
Yeah,
very,
I think we're all living on the same planet. We all live together, and so we all have to work together to help everybody get on better.
So how do you think we can maximize girls and women's involvement in running and get more of them, encourage them, give them confidence? But that's one word we got out of talking to athletes, is that they have this very profound feeling of confidence.
Yeah, and I think it's really important that young girls across the world are able to experience that feeling of confidence that being involved in sport can give. That self-confidence that it can give, in the way that translates to achieving better at school and then later in life, to better interpersonal relationships, to understanding the way of the world, to putting things in perspective a lot better. I think that's really important, and I think we have to recognise that women around the world, and young girls in particular, at the moment don't have those same opportunities, and working to enable them to have that. So there are many areas of the world where young girls just do not have the opportunity to even go to school or to take part in sport, or to have the freedom to be able to dream a little bit, to have some goals that they can work towards, because those goals are just not possible for them. So I think the biggest impact that we can make is making sure that wherever they are in the world, that women have that opportunity to set those dreams, to think about their potential, and to work out on that path towards achieving those goals. So to have the educational opportunities, to have the sporting opportunities, and to just have the opportunities in life that their male counterparts have. So we have to make sure that everybody has those same opportunities. I would say that I grew up in a very privileged society, where I never ever encountered the belief that a female can't do sport, that I couldn't do anything. I had the belief as I grew up that I could do anything that I wanted to. I just had to work hard at it. And I've been to other countries around the world, many Muslim countries, where it's just not accepted that women have that right to be able to do sport, that they can even be equal to a man at school or in business. And so I think reinforcing that belief in those girls that yes, you have the right to do that. Yes, you might have to modify your dress to still respect your religion and to still respect the country and the rules of the country, but you have every right to go out and do that. And I think putting those measures in place that allow and enable those girls to be able to have those opportunities are really, really important. Many places also in Africa where the girl's place in the family is just not as important. In India too, where the girl's right to be able to go out and go to school, get the education and to do the sport is not always there. So I think it's putting those things in place in society and reassuring the men that that doesn't belittle them in any way or put them down. It's working together to get to a better point.
And you think Olympians have this role model status when they are back in the country and like show what can be done as a woman?
Yeah, I think so. I've seen women succeed at the Olympics at world level for sport, and then go back to their countries and really, really make a difference and inspire so many people. I think we saw it a lot with the Ethiopian women, with the Kenyan women, when they started to see what their male counterparts were achieving on the sporting stage. Then they started to think, well, why can't I? And would go out and achieve that. Women like Habiba Gribi, for example, in Tunisia, went out and achieved Olympic gold medals, World Championship gold medals, and then has gone back and inspired many girls in that Muslim community to be able to go out and achieve and to carry out sport and to go after their goals. I think what you're doing at WILD is extremely important for female sport and for female health, because it's trying to understand the female biology, the female psyche a lot more, and to use that to get a lot more, to enable women to get a lot more out of themselves and to work together with men. I think that's really important, that we're not trying to be better than. We're just recognizing the fact that everybody is different and all of our bodies work a little bit more differently. So by understanding that and working together with it, we can all get a lot more out of ourselves as a society, and give back more to society in general, and to have a better society, a better planet, and better community moving forward. I wanted to get involved with WILD because I recognized what an important job it's doing in terms of giving those opportunities and enabling girls and boys as they're growing up to seize the opportunity to maximize their potential and to, yes, respect the rules and work together with society and with the planet, but to get a lot more out of themselves and to go after their dreams.
And how do you think we can engage more female athletes, coaches, doctors, journalists? Any thoughts on that?
I think the best way to engage more in society, be it doctors, coaches, athletes, journalists, whatever it is just by going out and talking and learning and discussing openly, respecting each other, but also learning from each other, learning from people's mistakes and learning from what people have done well.
And humorous.
I think it's always important to maintain that sense of perspective and to maintain a sense of humour. I think if we don't have that laughter and that enjoyment in our lives, there's something sad and there's something missing. I think that it can just add that little bit more and help us to see things from a different angle, and that different angle can help us learn a lot more. I kind of don't believe in being too obsessive about things. I think everything in moderation is good. I love a bit of dark chocolate. I like a glass of wine. And I also understand which fuels work best for running, and I think some of those can sometimes go hand in hand.
It's very nice to hear like the glass of wine and the chocolate, because a lot of people, especially when we're not professional, we actually think that you need to be extremely rigid which actually like the joy of living is also very important in the psyche.
I think that's very important. Often now when I run, I don't even start my watch, because I think now that I don't really need to time my run, to assess my run. It's more for me to just run, and sometimes what I love to do is just go off and run, but with no specific route in mind, and just to explore and just let my mind wander, but also let my legs wander a little bit, and just to, one of the most fun ways to discover new places is just to go and explore. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is talking about it, and again, that's why I think I was very fortunate, and maybe at the time I didn't understand because it was just the only setup I had, but I was very fortunate that my mom talked to me a lot about when your period would start and what you would do and how you would handle it. It's always been open and always been discussed, and I don't think I appreciated then maybe how special that was, but it's certainly something that I want to share with my daughter, so she can ask me anything and I can talk to her about anything, and I don't think there should be anything that you're afraid to discuss, particularly with people who are part of your network, part of your support family.
It's interesting. One question I ask often is, as a man, do you buy tampons? And
yeah, my husband used to go out all the time. If I was training and I needed it, or if I was at a race or a competition, yeah, he would always go and do that, and it was not something that he was embarrassed or ashamed to do.
What do you think of like the impact of pregnancies on the female body? Because Serena Williams, I mean, you had the kids, but Serena Williams had a baby, and there was very little knowledge, reaction on how it impacts the performance.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're probably still learning about the full impact of that. Again, there, I think I was really lucky. I was put in touch with a sports gynecologist who gave me a lot of advice through my pregnancy, but also you essentially learn. So I think the best way for any woman who discovers that she's pregnant and wants to carry on in sport is go and speak to other women who've gone through that already, and learn those, because certainly I felt that for me the second time around I was a lot more comfortable. I had learned a lot more about what happened to my body during pregnancy and how better to manage that with my sport. But the biggest thing I think is to recognise that this is something really special, and having a child is not something you do for your sport, it's something you do for you. It can work with your sport, and it's never going to stop you coming back to your sport. Actually, it will make you come back a better person, because you've done something very special for you, and you have that sense of completeness, that sense of achievement, and that extra special person in your life, which is another motivation.
We've seen like incredible performances of women who had given birth, like these women who run this ultra marathon, breastfeeding, and it's kind of pushing all the boundaries of what we ever thought about the female body, that is fragile, and that is actually the female body is extraordinary. It's like producing humans, and at the same time can run and can run a business. What is your take on what's we're still discovering in that?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're still discovering what women are capable of. We're still discovering what the human race is capable of, be it male or female. And I think just having that open-minded ability to look, to learn, to discover, and to keep discovering. I think the day that we as humans say we know it all, we're kind of finished. We have to keep learning, we have to keep growing, and we have to keep putting that knowledge back in and finding different ways to utilize that knowledge.
Message to, so we talk to like doctors, coaches, athletes, journalists, humorists, which I think is quite funny. Any message you would pass for them to join us as well as advocates?
Yeah, just anybody that who can have some input into helping women to succeed more, to maximise their potential more, and to work together a lot better, to achieve more all together, male and female, as a human race moving forward.
And what is your what would be your reaction to men actually who say, "Oh, that's very interesting, but that's for women, and not interesting"?
I think we're all together on this. We're all humans. We're all living on the same planet. We're all coexisting together and trying to achieve as much as we can together. So we all have to work together on this. I don't think it's one against the other. I've never seen it as one against the other. I think we all work together as a much healthier and safer and better way to work.
Yes, thank you.